Hey, what's going on, everyone? So today, me and my buddy Tony's out on the bike trail, and we're on the Rambo mid-drive electric bike, and I'm on the original Lectric XP bike. We're basically doing a range test today, and we're gonna see how far we can make it on these bikes. We're both, what PAS level you in?
I'm on 2.
He's on 2, I'm on 2. That's about what level we're cruising at. I'm drawing right around 3 amps for the most part going this way, because I'm still putting a little bit of effort into it on the pedals because I still like to get exercise. But we're gonna push this thing, both of these bikes, to the limit. They both have 10.5 amp hour batteries. And we're about 7 or 8 miles into it right now. And I have no idea, to be honest, how far we can go one way because I've never done this test on pretty much flat ground. I've always ridden on a mixture of hills and things like that. So we're gonna see today, push these bikes to the limit, and hopefully we make it back to the car without running out of battery power. Because let me tell you, after 1 or 2 miles of pedaling these things with no power pedal assist or no battery assist, man, these things get tough, and you feel it, trust me. So this is also his first time riding an e-bike, which is pretty cool because he's been wanting to check them out. So he's on the Rambo now. We're gonna switch a little bit later and keep you guys updated here. Maybe go over a couple things about the bikes if I don't know, as far as battery level and everything. Not sure if I said the batteries are both 10.4 amp hours in both of these bikes, so it'll be a little bit interesting to see what kind of range we can get out of a mid-drive versus a hub motor. I don't know if that matters. Now one variant, we both weigh about the same, but one variant might be how much, you know, each of us are putting into the pedals. Like I said, I'm still putting a little bit of effort in because I like to still get exercise, and I can feel it in my upper thighs already for sure. Let me know down below, guys, if you think that one day I should just do a throttle only test and see how far I can get like that. All right, guys, so we're traveling basically around 13 miles per hour. Like I said, I'm in PAS 2 on the original XP, and I'm holding steady 3 to 4 amps of current. Usually been maintaining around 3, so that's probably gonna let me get pretty far, because when I'm doing, because when I'm pedaling up hills and stuff like around my house, a lot of times I'm drawing, you know, 16 to 20 amps. So I only drawing 3 amps, I should get pretty far. All right, guys, so we just stopped to take a break. We went about 11.2 miles already in about 40 minutes or so. And I'm still showing a full charge on my battery. All the lines are full. You can see there, it's really not full though. If I look at the voltage, I'm at about 50.6 volts, which is about where I would say the Rambo is. You can see there, it's down about 3 bars. So I would say that's probably about the same level as the electric right now. I think right around 48 volts is about half on the electric, and we're not quite there yet. We're at 50.4, and this isn't quite at half yet. So I would say between the two, they're very comparable as far as the estimated voltage left in the batteries after about 11.2 miles, I think I said it was. So just stopped here. Both bikes are doing really good. Tony's having a blast. First time he's ridden an e-bike, and I think he's going to want to get one here. But he's really surprised with the range that they go. He's been riding the Rambo. I haven't needed a second battery yet because I've never really ridden further than 20 miles in a day. A day like today would probably be nice, but I got to tell you guys, a lot of people don't think you can get exercise on these e-bikes, but I beg to differ. I mean, my legs were burning, but we went 11 miles already. And so if you want the exercise, you can still get it. We could have went throttle only and not gotten any exercise, but like I said, I still love to get the exercise while I'm out, and you get a lot more extra range on your bike. So we're gonna go ahead, get back to our ride, and I'll see you guys in a little bit. Beautiful day to be out here on a ride. Just beautiful, not real hot, not real humid. Perfect weather for a ride like today. So let's see how far we are at. So we are at 13.4 miles currently. I have no idea what kind of view this is. Hopefully. All right, guys, so we just stopped. I think we're right around about the halfway point. So we went 15.5 miles, and when I don't have any load on the bike, we're at 14.8 volts on the Lectric, which I'm assuming is around half. And on the Rambo, it's really hard to see this display, but it's right at half. Now the Rambo doesn't tell you the voltage, which kind of sucks, because I like to read the voltage a little bit better on the Lectrics. Now, one thing to keep in mind is this battery level is not accurate. If you're reading this level whenever you're not under a load, then it is not accurate. The battery level, like I said, it's showing full bars there and then down one, but as soon as you get under load, that really drops. So you're better off reading the voltage to see where you're actually at on the Lectrics, because like I said, if you go with that battery level meter up top, you're gonna run out of power before you know it. Now on the Rambo, it is pretty accurate. Like I said, it's at half with no load. So it is, in my opinion, pretty accurate. Now, some things I wanted to show you guys since my last ride out with this is this rack that I got. Now, the original Rambo rack that they sell on their website is about $100. I got this off Amazon for 40 bucks. It's an Ibera bike rack, and it has the quick attach thing. So if you bought the Ibera bag, it'll mount right to it. But this rack worked out pretty well on the Rambo. I had to keep it tilted just slightly forward for these front bars to reach, but overall it worked really great. These are just barely in here up here, but for 40 bucks I saved $60 versus the Rambo one plus some tax. The only modification that I had to make is this is for one with disc brakes, so they give you spacers to go in here to keep them out to clear your brakes. What I had to do was that spacer was going to be a little too wide, so I had to get longer bolts here, and then I had to put a nut on to give me a little bit of space on each side to keep that out a little bit, because it would have been a little bit too wide without those. So I'm pretty happy with it. I saved 60 bucks and the rack looks pretty good on there. Another modification I made was this front fender. I got this off Amazon as well for around $15. It did come with a back fender too. Now this just mounts up underneath there with one bolt right in the bottom hole of your fork tube. And then the back one mounts on this bracket here. Now I didn't really like the way the back one mounted. I might actually buy a whole nother set and then mount them with the same bracket that goes on the front, mount it to the bracket here, and then that'll come down pretty far here, and then I could put the other one facing underneath to keep my bag clean and stuff if it rained. But I kind of like the way it looks with the fender. I really like the way it looks without them, but if you get stuck in the rain, this is definitely going to keep you a lot cleaner and keep a lot of that mud and water off of just some of the stuff up here, the electronics and whatnot. But if you guys are interested in any of the accessories I have on either of these bikes, I'll put a link down below to Amazon affiliate store that you guys can check out everything that I've used, tested, recommended, and it'll all be in the links down below. So if you guys are interested, go ahead and check that out. And as a disclaimer, I will make a small commission on it at no extra cost to you, but that's what helps this channel out. So we're gonna head back on our ride. I really hope that we make it back, because I only wanted to go about 15 miles, but we went a little further because I'm hoping we get at least 31 total. Like I said, we've been pretty much steady in PAS2 and both been pedaling slightly, not super crazy or anything, but we have been putting some power into it ourselves. So we're gonna see if we can get 30 to 31 miles. And if not, you're gonna see us huffing and puffing by the time we get back to the car. So let's go ahead and get into the ride back, guys. Thanks for watching. Oh, and don't forget to subscribe and check out some of my other videos. Please leave a comment below. It really helps my channel out with YouTube recommending my videos and everything. If you guys leave comments, give a thumbs up if you enjoyed this video. And now let's get into the ride back. Hey guys, so another thing I wanted to mention is that there is going to be a lot of variables and a lot of factors that go into the range that you get on your bikes. Now, one of the main factors is going to be how much you pedal, but some of the other factors are going to be how many hills are in your area that you're going up, what kind of tire pressure you have in your tires, rider weight, wind, all kind of stuff is going to be your terrain. Right now we're on like a really lightly graveled trail, but it's really hard packed. So obviously on pavement, you're probably going to get a further distance, but it's really packed down pretty good. So I can't see gaining too much distance there. Now on the way up, I was drawing 3 to 4 amps. On the way back, it's slightly downhill versus the other way. So I'm only drawing between 2 to 3 amps, so about 1 amp less than on the way up. And the tire pressure in both of these bikes I have set currently at 15 pounds in each tire. That way their bikes were the same, so that variable was out of the question. And I know I said that we weighed about the same, but he's about maybe 10 to 15 pounds lighter than I am. And I also have about 10 pounds more gear on my bike in my bags, because I got patch kits, tools, and everything. And in that bike bag, I only have a couple bottles of water. So there is a little bit more weight here on the Lectric. So really the main variables, like I said, are gonna be how much you pedal, how fast you wanna go, what PAS level you're gonna be in, if you use the throttle a lot, if you go up a lot of hills. I mean, there's just way too many variables to decide on your range. This is the first truly almost level test that I've done, so kind of curious to see what kind of range I can get, because normally I get right around 18 to 20 miles just riding around town and stuff like that. So really interesting here to see what kind of range. Now, another thing to keep in note is that the battery on this Lectric is probably what I've had this bike for 1.5 to 2 years now, I think. And so it's not a brand new battery. Now the Rambo battery is brand new, only has a few rides on it. So that's another variable. But so far they've been pretty comparable in range and as far as the battery level goes. So we shouldn't have a problem making it back, because like I said, I'm drawing about 1 amp less than on the way up. So we're gonna find out. See you guys in a couple minutes. So the last time I tried to record that clip, I forgot to turn the audio on the Rode transmitter. Now these things are awesome and they do an internal audio recording in case you lose signal. However, if you're an idiot like me sometimes and forget to hit the record button on the transmitter, then you're out of luck and gotta do it again like I just had to do. So I think the first clip I did was actually better than the second one, but oh well, you'll have that. So no, don't forget to hit the record button on your transmitter on your wireless microphone system. And if you guys are interested in this microphone system too, there will be a link down below. Hey guys, so we just stopped here to take a break. Now we're down here on the Aniioki River. Now another awesome thing to do is to canoe down this or kayak down it, take rafts down it. A lot of people do that. That's a pretty cool adventure. When I do it again, I'll bring you guys along on that adventure as well. But yeah, we just stopped here to take a break. We are about 6 miles, 7 miles, maybe 7 miles into it on the way back. So I think we got another 8 miles or something, 9 miles to go. He thinks he's gonna have to pedal. He only has 3 bars left on the Rambo. Maybe that extra half mile we shouldn't have pushed it, but we're gonna find out. Hopefully we'll make it back. I ain't worried, I think I'll make it. He's the one gonna have to pedal maybe, so. So we'll see. It's very, very peaceful down here today. Not many people out, nobody on the river. I mean, it's just a very, very peaceful day. Beautiful day to be out. All right guys, so we're pretty much whooped out, man. We're pedaling. I know my legs are on fire, and even when I just pedal a little bit, it's really hurting, both of us. So we've actually been using throttle only the past mile or two, and we're gonna continue to use throttle only for a little while, and hopefully we can make it back. But that's what's awesome about these bikes, is when you get tired, you can just go into throttle only mode, as long as you're not going up steep hills, and take a little bit of a break. Somebody back there playing the flute. So yeah, we're just gonna continue with throttle only and see. Hopefully we can make it back. and not get stuck pedaling without a motor. That would really suck because we're both pretty much burned out. So yeah, anything over one battery, unless you're going up a lot of hills, one battery is plenty for you to get where you want to go, in my opinion, especially if we make it back the full 31 miles. And unless you're going up a lot of steep hills or just want to crank out the speed and get there fast, one battery's fine. However, it would be nice to have two if you want to do a lot of throttle only, but I'll probably get another battery in the future just so I can go on some further trips. But yeah, guys, I mean, really good with the range that I'm getting today. So see you when we get closer to the car. All right, guys, so he's down to 1 bar and I'm rated about 45 volts or so while I'm on the throttle. So we're in the home stretch now. I think we're definitely gonna make it. All right, guys, we made it back safe and sound. So he's on 1 bar. I wanted to go another at least half mile down and back to give us another mile. But as of right now, let me see here how far we went. I'm using the Relive app, and if you guys haven't checked out that app, I'll put the video of the ride here at the end. It's pretty cool. 31 miles exactly. So without any throttle, my electric battery is still at 46.4 volts. So I still got a pretty good bit left. Like I said, you can't read the volts on the Rambo, but it's down to 1 bar. So it's about dead. He didn't want to chance it. I wanted to go further, but I bet you I could have definitely got maybe 35 miles. Yeah, I'm pretty sure I probably could have got 35 miles if I would have kept going. I'm actually half tempted to go down another mile or two and back, but I think that was a pretty good test. My energy bar level is showing about half still, but like I said, 46.5 volts is definitely not half. I would say around 48 to 49 volts is actually half. So do not go by this energy bar level up here. Go by your voltage, 46.5 volts. When you hit 43, you're gonna have to start worrying. So you don't wanna get down to too much lower than 43. All right, guys, so now I'm back home across the street and I'm just riding around in the parking lot here with my son trying to drain the batteries down on both the Rambo and the electric just to see how much further I could actually get. So this may take a little bit of time, but we're gonna see how many more miles I can get over here just cruising around, still in PAS 2. Now this test is gonna be on pavement. So the first 31 miles was on like a really tight packed light gravel. The rest of the test here will be on blacktop, so there's less rolling resistance on the tires, so it should actually get me a little bit further. Now, I don't recommend draining batteries down like this. Normally on your bike, you usually don't want to go down. Usually the electrics will limit you around 42 volts, which is 20% of the battery left, but you can't use it after that. So they do have a limit on there, but you really shouldn't drain your batteries down that low. And if you want to get more life out of your batteries, only charge them up to 80%. But you're okay charging them fully if you know you're going to ride it, you know, within a day or so. But if you want to maintain a good battery for a long time, don't go under 20% and don't go over 80%. So gonna ride around here for a while and see you in a few minutes, but it's really probably gonna be a few hours. All right, guys, so I just ran out of battery power in the Rambo bike and I'm about a quarter mile away from home. So this is gonna be an interesting ride on the way back home. At least I'm not too far, but I took the battery off and tested the voltage there and it's right around 43 volts. It's gaining a little bit just from sitting here. So somewhere right around 43 volts. So I would say this thing has probably like a 42 volt cutoff as well. So that's good. That's good to know that it's not letting it get completely empty before it shuts it off. So I made it another 5.6 miles. So that's 36.6 miles total on the Rambo bike. 31 miles on the bike trail and then another 5.6 miles around here. Now it's the electric's turn. So I'm probably gonna have to go out and ride that for a while now to drain it, but let's see what we get out of it. So stick around. You don't wanna miss the total mileage on the XP. Be back soon. All right, guys, so I just ran out of power with the Lectric XP, and ironically, I'm in the same exact spot as I was with the Rambo when I ran out of power. Now, this is not shut completely down, but it is limiting me very much on the power level. Like when I hit the throttle, there's hardly anything there. There's still just a little bit. It's not completely cut off, but pretty much. So it's pretty much at the same voltage as when I checked the Rambo battery at around 43 volts. So out of this trip, I got riding around here 7.3 more miles. It took me 41 minutes to hit that. There was a lot of throttle only on there. So 31 miles and then 7.3, that's a total of 38.3 miles that I got out of this one charge on the electric, mostly on level ground and just slight hills around here once I got back. So I hope this helped you out, guys. Hope you learned something about battery level in this thing. Watched my other range test. That was more or less just normal riding around town up a lot of hills, just a lot of both flat and hills. So check out that range test. I normally average around 20 miles on the battery on the electric, but been wanting to do one now for a while on just flat level ground to see how far I made it, and it was 38.3 miles. So there you have it. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. If you did, make sure you give it a thumbs up. Please consider subscribing, and please leave a comment below. And also, please check out my playlist or some of my other videos, at least one other one. I'd appreciate it. Thanks, guys. Thanks for watching. See you on the next one.